going to fix that. Trusty B-twin, cheapo box. Release says this way. You can get the Allen key in, that is. My God. Helps if you take the pedal off, obviously. Choice Titan. Doesn't say it in this one. Come on, Shimano. There we go. Follow your instincts most of the time. Right. I gave this bike a quick pressure wash when I was in a hurry. Didn't want to go too hard because these are sort of paper labels, and as you can see, if you hit them too hard with a pressure wash, it's a good thing for a lot of people who are anti-pressure wash to do, is hit some paper labels and learn how to use the pressure wash. Right, so with the pedal off, this just comes off so beautifully. Wow, my God. Now, there's a load of powder in there, which to me looks like corrosion. I don't know about you, but we'll have to have a look at what that is. Could just be grease that's gone dry. We're going to get at these bottom brackets and have a look at them. Let me get some kitchen roll. So yeah, I did want to get these cleaned. You can see the pressure wash has done some things brilliantly, other things terribly, but we're just going to get that off first and then just unscrew that out of the way. Let's do the other side while we're at it quickly. You just want the most of it so you're not getting crud going back in. Get it off the face, obviously. What I'm going to do is pull this out while we're at it. Is it not coming out? No, I'm going to have to get the rubber hammer to do that. There's always one tool, no matter how much you plan. I sometimes even plan these projects in a small spreadsheet or... No, let's get this one off. Come back with the right one. That's out. Wow, listen to that. There's a lot of crap in there. Now, one of the problems with this Diverge is a lot of stuff does get in the frame. I've noticed with my daughters, if they leave it out in the rain, when you put it vertical, literally, a ton of stuff comes out of here where the brakes go. So you've got to be careful with the brake bolts because they're steel into aluminium, so it can really corrode back here. So make sure you take those out, grease them up really well. Let's get this out. Another little trick, this with me. Take that out, so it should be this bigger one. It's not, because this is a wheels manual one. Rotor has their own one. I know the tool came. I've got the plastic tool. I was thinking because these look pristine. Obviously something's not quite right here. Let me go get the plastic tool. Okay, pull back with the tool. Chooses that, adapts to that, and this should just, if you turn it the right way, obviously, undo, which it has done. Do the other side, which will turn the same way, obviously. Oh, beautiful. Ah. Genius. So these are marked left and right. Yes, they are. This makes life easier. So let's open these up. Okay, so let's clean this thing. So this was the left side, and it's got a wonderful L there. It has left the bearing seal on there, which we shall try and take off. Give it a good clean. The last thing we want is to still have dirt going in, making a noise. The noise was definitely not dirt related, it was grumbly bearing related. As you can see, there's a lot of crap comes off of there. Any hairs need to come out as well. So it's a bit gross. It's the left one. The right one, give it a good old clean as well. All the surface stuff off. And I've realised I don't have a knife to get the bearing cover off. You really need a dedicated shed, don't I, with the, with all the tools on the wall behind you. One day. Right, so one thing we do need to do, you heard how grumbly that was. You need to get your fingernail, if you've got a fingernail or something in there, toothpick, with cloth, and get all the crap out of here. Just, I know, it may seem a bit tedious, but you can see already there where I've done it and where I haven't. It makes a huge difference. So I'll do that off camera. I'm going to go and get a knife to break that seal. I'm going to see, actually let's see first which bottom bracket it is. So the right one is beautiful. Yeah. The left one is not. Quite often the case. Quite a lot of the times we throw them both away. Don't have to. There's a lot of crap in here as well. God, I love the spring. Of course, it's St. George's Day, so I should be having a Pimm's really. That'll be later. So I'm not going to take these out of here. Don't need to, because I don't think I'm going to need to flush them quite hard actually with this design, because this is flush. So having said that, I don't think I can extract the bearings from here anyway. In those situations you don't need to worry either, because you can actually just put this in the sonic cleaner, or clean them in the bottle with whatever you want to clean them with. This actually looks really, really good. There's no contamination in there whatsoever. I can't see where the knocking's coming from. It may be something to do with this. That is really weird. I have no idea. I mean, it's too thick for aluminium corrosion. Could it be the Shimano green grease that's dried up? That nearly went really wrong. I got it all in my face from blowing on it. So, we're still going to use the old finish line. Remember, this is the grease that I put inside bearings. Nice. Try and push that in. Watch all the grease squirt from the sides. It's not great. Right hand side one's perfect. There's nothing untoward squeezing out. Now, typically, even if you can't push this through, when you push this down, if there was some dirty grease in there, you'd be pushing some manky looking grease out. There's no manky looking grease coming out of there. So I'd say, yeah, this one's definitely a good one. This one, yeah, I think it's a good one as well. Just give it another one just in case. You can notice from when I did the previous video in the winter, this grease has thinned up quite a bit. To bear in mind with bearing grease, your mileage may vary depending on where you live. This grease may be perfect where we are, but I don't know if you are in Canada and it's minus 50. Right, the bamboo cocktail stick is working a treat. Loosen all that up, and then you can't see that, it's off camera, but it just falls out. Again, no idea where all that is, but this could be a key. There's a bolt there. Get into the grooves, the spline grooves. Don't want to leave any of this powder in there. I've never seen this. If anyone knows what this is, it looks like the sort of rubber bubbles that some of the tubeless sealant people use. Right, that was all gone. Now this is where this is going to become very useful, because I can push this into the screw interface. Now let's see. That seems nice and clean, but it is dry. So we're going to get some grease into that. Oh yes. So I don't know if you can see that spins on there. So we're going to put some grease in here, and then obviously clean it all off. I need to get it in there to that. Don't want that. It's going in there nicely. I don't know if you can see. It's churning into the hole. And then the bolt thread I can do like this. That is going to work a treat. Now, my toothpick's still alive. Let's put this all around the thread, and I think we are done there. So all that remains is to get the white grease on the outside to stop crud getting back in. Yep, happy with that. What I'm probably going to do, because this is flush like that, and because these two, even though they're threaded in and perfect, the water can get inside the frame, which I think is what's happened here. And so I'm going to use the white grease here to create a seal. Even though I know there's grease in there, I know that this works really, really well. So we're going to make sure nothing gets in the gap like that. We'll do the other side. So when the axle is in there, it will stop any water going around the axle and being sort of pushed into that gap. Now make sure that it's all in there. Yep. Right, so now let's put some on the outside. Right, so they are ready. Get some grease on this one. Re-grease this one. A few bits of grubbliness. I did clean the face of the bottom bracket. That's enough. Let's pull this side in again. Got to be careful because there's the top to the... Nah, that's better. They're on. Touch of grease. There's enough grease on the other side to make a ship. Sure you get them obviously right. Nice. say how many torque? 40. You do not need 40. That will do it. We'll make sure we get rid of all the excess grease. So all that excess grease, the white there, needs to come out.